What is going on, guys? This is all gaming with my review of Shingeki no Kyojin or Attack on Titan episode 25. And man, oh man, we are here, the final episode. And what an episode it was. So at first we learned that that building that Annie had crashed into, it was actually a building, well, it was actually a church. And it was full of people that actually considered those three walls to be goddesses. And Annie came in there when she crashed into it, and she killed everybody basically except for the priest. He somehow managed to live, and then we see Eren and Annie playing the game, but cat and mouse, because she's running away, and of course Eren's chasing her because they want to fight. And Annie basically leads him to an open area, and that's when things get serious because they start throwing down. And their fight, it was pretty epic. I definitely loved their fighting. It was like pretty cool. And I definitely love how easily, Annie can harden her skin, like, make it like a crystal. And we just see that not only does she have, a great defense of what she does that, but it also, strengthens her attacks as well. Because we see in one moment when she manages to get Eren to crash to a building and she starts beating him up, we actually see that he gets pretty hurt, during the confrontation. But it was just like at one point when we might have thought that Eren was going to be out of it, and it's like his rage just consumes him, and his body gets so hot that we see like lines or a crack, what you want to call it, and he's up to the point that he's actually on fire. And that's when that's when that Titan in him really comes out, because he becomes like some kind of wild animal, because he was like missing an arm and a leg in that moment, and yet he was still, heading toward Annie that was like running away with no problem, because she was like heading to the wall, because apparently she didn't want to fight Eren, she wanted to escape. So like, but even though she was trying so hard to get away, there's no way Eren gonna let her do that. And when he finally get his hands on her in that moment of, she being consumed by rage, he like start crushing her face, and we just see Titan blood go everywhere. So then, but I gotta say, like, even though their fighting was like really good, they just like basically destroyed that entire city if you look at it. Because like at one point we see like some little girl, and she's like covered in blood. It's probably her own family blood, and she wandering around lost. We just see so many civilians, getting blown away by Eren and any footsteps themselves. It's like it's crazy how Erwin is willing to risk an entire city just to capture one Titan. I mean, I get that Annie is definitely valuable to them, but to go this far. But at least I can say that Eren definitely is a firm believer, because he was like willing to die because I forgot his name. Oh yeah, it was Nile. He said that if he killed Erwin, then he would have to carry out this mission. So he started giving them orders, and Nile kind of started backing down at that point. So at least Erwin didn't die, but they did handcuff him. So now they're like close to the wall, and Annie, tried to get away, but of course, that's not happening. And then we see at one point when she's like climbing the wall, Mikasa actually comes there, and she just cuts off her fingers, and that right there was pretty cool. Cause like there was no way Mikasa would took us on the sidelines back there. And when she told Annie to fall, Mikasa looked so badass in that moment, and you could just see that like Annie just had like this crush expression on her face. Like even though it was in a Titan form, you could just tell how much that shook her up. So now, once she had fell back and Eren got on top of her, we see like, well, according to the subtitles, they were merging, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't like that in the manga. It might have been different, but I could be wrong about that. But I know in this episode they like changed a few things, but that's just because it's the end of the anime. But I know that this popular series, that there is no way that they're not bringing it back. Now I know it's not gonna be anytime soon because like too close to the manga, but I know that the anime will return. So if you guys are wondering about that, there's no need to they definitely need to worry about this, because it's definitely gonna come back. But the thing is, we just don't know when. So now, whatever Annie was doing, it didn't work because Eren, he actually managed to actually expose her. But the thing is, he sadly, couldn't pull her out because when he saw it like that inside the Titan, he froze up, and that kind of gave Annie a chance, to escape. Because like throughout the episode, we see like a flashback of her father, apologizing to her over and over. So we have no idea about what happened in Annie's past to make her father that way. But it's apparent that maybe he's the one that like made her into a Titan, just like Eren dad did the same thing to him. So now we have Annie that's like stuck in this crystal that apparently nobody knows how to break. But I'm pretty sure if anybody can figure out a way, to break it to get her out of it, it's definitely Hanji because now they take her into custody and she's on the ground. But I definitely like how even though Levi was injured, he is still a badass because he had came in there and cut Eren out. But it's obvious that there's no way that even though Eren was consumed by rage, he still can't bring himself to harm somebody, that was so close to him. So they really had they had no reason, to worry about him actually eating Annie, because what he could have did was like just take her out and have her in his mouth like she did to him when they fought back in the forest. So I feel like they're worrying about that for nothing, but at least we saw Levi being a badass. So now Eren, he, we all know that he got trouble for this plan that like basically destroyed this entire city thanks to Annie and Eren. So they're not questioning him, but he actually does make a good point about how some humans are able to become Titans, and I'm wondering like now that he knows that Annie was one, I'm wondering if he suspects that anybody else can become one as well, because there's no way that these two could be the only ones that are humans that become Titans. So maybe there are other people that eventually could become like Eren and use their Titan powers for good, or you never know, they might go that Annie route and kind of be evil. But at the end of the episode, we like kind of get like a little update about everybody, because we see Connie, Rainer, and some other characters. They're like in some ranch, and they're like returning from whatever they were doing. And it kind of like a quick little update before the series ends. But if you watch after the credits, that's where we see the real shocker. There's a Titan in the wall, and that's where it ends. So I'm definitely sure people are curious about that. And I have a feeling now that most people that actually, watch the anime are definitely going to go ahead and read the manga because of that. But overall, like, even though they had, changed it, because originally it was Mikasa that had first saw the Wall Titan. And even though they changed it, it was still a pretty good ending for, for the first season, I guess. It was still really good, even though if they changed some things. Like, Attack on Titan is a series that does filler or make these changes in a good way. So overall, like, every episode of this series was amazing. I loved it, and I do read the manga, and I do manga reviews if you guys want to check that out as well. But this anime, it was incredible. I definitely liked it a lot. So guys, because this right here is my final review of the anime, all I ask is that you leave a like. That's all I ask. And please subscribe as well if you want to see more content from me. But as always, you guys take it easy, and we'll see you all next time.